Hey Dons, hope you had a good weekend. Thank you for the videos. All right, I get too frustrated. Okay, I know you say I'm trying to stay still and then I see it. Okay, that's just how it goes. All right, we just got to practice. The drills that I lay out for you are for you to learn the new feels and obviously to hit the ball from slightly different body positions. Those are the two hardest things to do when you're trying to change your golf swing. Okay, is how do I create the feel and then how do I hit the golf ball from the new position? Okay, so that's where we design the drills. Okay, so I mustn't stress too much. We fixed it before, we'll fix it again. So, all right, just requires a little bit of work. What I do want you to take from those videos, though, okay, especially the 3-wood, right, is the setup. Well, actually, no, the chipping as well, which we'll get to. All right, but we are setting up very wide with quite a lot of back tilt. So you're kind of promoting yourself to go that way. Right, so as we work through this, get a bit narrower with the 3-wood and get the shoulders a little more level. Okay, we're still able to take a big swing. We're still able to bounce the club, hit the middle of the club, the things we worked on the last few weeks. And speaking of which, okay, looking at where you're swinging there, okay, the first one in particular, the knees were good. Okay, a couple of the knees started to go. But the heel plant is great. The later hit is great. Okay, the follow through, the footwork, it's all looking good. Takeaway looks better. So it's looking good. So just stay patient. We'll get back to those sub-90 rounds. Okay, we'll get back there. All right, just a little bit of work. And then stay on top of the putting, that closing of the face. And then short game. Right, so I obviously brought it up just now, short game. Right, so nice little sort of chipping warm-up there. Okay. But, right, and I said in your notes, you've got to figure out your low point, right? So your low point is the point where the club bottoms out or reaches its lowest point before it starts up again. All right, and for different shots and different setups, okay, we gotta have different low points. Okay, so for chipping, all right, our low point is controlled by our ball position, but very much by this. Okay, a little bit of this, very much by this. So head and chest position, center point on my golf swing, right? So we want this for chipping slightly ahead of the ball. So you got to learn how to get your head and your chest a little bit ahead of the ball. And you can see now I go into that left knee. All right, so that would be ahead of the ball. Then when you're chipping, you stay ahead of the ball. Just stay there, slightly ahead of the ball. All right, irons and stuff, all right, we move into that same strike position, but we start in a slightly different position. So when we move into the same strike position, now we're on top of the golf ball. This would be ahead, this would be behind. Okay, and then wider stance ball forward, 3-wood and driver, we start here. We move into the same strike position, but now I'm just a little bit behind the ball. Okay, so bunkers, same strike position, behind the ball. Okay, chipping, same strike position, ahead of the ball. And so you got to figure it out. Okay, so chipping, want to be ahead of the ball, punching, if we ever punch. 3-wood driver, bunkers, we want to be a little bit behind the ball, and then irons, we want to be on top of the ball. And that's what we got to figure out. Okay, right, so in your chipping, nice little warm-up, but, okay, set up not too bad, maybe on top of the ball, and then just drop off the right shoulder, and then you're a little behind the ball. You can actually see the club hitting behind the ground, hitting the ground behind the ball before it hits the ball, right? So chipping, same warm-up, okay, but move ahead of the ball, and then stay ahead of the ball. Okay, and hit that shot from ahead of the ball. If they have to be little, low chip and runs, that's absolutely fine. Okay, little trappy, punchy chip and runs with a gap wedge or something like that, absolutely fine. All right, but just learn that and please adapt that to the warm up and send me the pictures. It dials into what we do, so very, very important, and obviously will help you short game. All right, then we want to do a few feet together. So maybe like a little half swing, L shape, whatever, feet together. Now feet together, we will be on top of the ball. So if you lean back, you're going to be behind the ball. If you go try and get ahead of the ball, okay, which also wouldn't be terrible, but you would fall over. So chip and run, start ahead of the ball, feet together on top of the ball. Okay, and so we're going to learn how to control it. All right, okay, so that's the warm-up. Right, into our swing work. Okay, we're going to do a drill that we did before, which also really helped us. Okay, we're going to do it with a narrow stance. We do ball forward drill. Okay, so sort of narrow stance. I've got an 8 iron here, 7, 8, 6 irons. You can do a few 3-woods even. Okay, quite a narrow stance, ball in the middle. Okay, but we're going to put that ball just outside the left foot. But the club stays here. We don't go there because that's going to affect our tilt, which is going to affect our low point, isn't it? Okay, it's also going to affect our release point. Okay, so everything stays here. All right, but ball is outside our left foot. Okay, and we try and hit some nice shots. Okay, learning to control our weight. Okay, if you sway from there, you're not going to be able to strike that ball, and obviously you're going to lose a bit of balance. Okay, so really, really good drill for us. Right? And then the second drill is to focus on the backswing. Right, now as we're doing this, we love this heel plant. Okay, but what we want is we want an early heel plant, but we want in order to plant the heel, we've got to release it, right? We want to learn to release the heel without moving that way, right? So eventually. So my weight is here, heel is up, but I haven't moved too much laterally, okay? So just be a little bit careful. So we're doing sets of 5. For the first 2 reps, only 2 reps, you keep the left foot flat and the left knee in place. So no moving of that. Left heel, foot is flat on the ground, no moving of the left knee. Okay, but you only do 2 of them. All right? And then the other 3, you focus on your head and your chest. So not letting your head and your chest move away from the ball. Head and chest right on top of the ball. Okay? Don't worry with the timing and stuff. Feels like you send the videos. The videos will tell us, are we on the right track there? Okay, obviously it's going to help. If you're there, early plant, you're going to get into that left leg. Late release, full follow through, then we sorted. Okay, take what you've learned there into what I've explained to you with chipping, bunkers, driving with the different low points and the different setups. Okay, and we surely got to shoot under 90 again. All right, so doesn't matter if it 100% clicks this week, just start the journey. This is us for the next few weeks, working this stuff out. Low point, center point, how to control it, how to feel it. Obviously to neaten up the golf swing, but also to learn how to adapt a little bit better to all the different shots and all the different clubs. Alrighty. Thank you, my superstar. I will talk to you later in the week. Okay, enjoy the day, obviously, with Carrie. And thank you as always.